We see on the descent, rather sadly, we just cut to this sound of horrific braking and a crash, and there was a Sudal Quickstep rider down, and sadly it was Mikel Landa, which is really sad to see that. Yeah, Landa just coming into this race with such fantastic form, going, and it wasn't even like a nice crash. It was like just off this weird little verge into a ditch. Yeah, it wasn't particularly great, but
Yeah, Landissimo. It's over once again. I mean, I'm a big Mikel Landa fan, but this curse, yeah, was it 2021 where he crashed out as well in the early stages? Here he crashed on stage one. I mean, the descent looked quite dangerous. I don't know what you make of it, but now that whole team is kind of, they still have, yeah, it wasn't completely a dedicated team around him. You had Luke Lamperty in there, you have Paul Magnier, who actually wasn't there in the finish. But yeah, what did you make of that crash? And just annoying.
yeah, it's a bit of a shame. No, other people did go down as well. It's not like Landa was just on a,
J Vine.
yeah, like other people did go down. It wasn't as if Landa was just being incompetent or something like that. It was just that I don't know what it was. Obviously, we didn't really have a great camera angle on it. It looked like maybe just Landa's on the outside of somebody, and they take a bit of a line, and they shuffle out a little bit, and basically you run out of road. So it was a real shame to see Landa. At first, I wasn't sure if it was him, but yeah, when it kind of went cut back, I was like, oh, no, that is actually Landa. I still don't actually know if he is a DNF. To be honest, I don't want to speculate on that, but yeah, he looked like he wasn't really in a. He looked like he was in a little bit of pain. So it was very sad to see because Landa was one of the best climbers in this race, in fantastic form. He had a great terrain at Adriatico, and I think that he was coming into this race probably as at least a top 5 candidate. So yeah, it is quite sad to see that we might not have any more of Landa in this race. Hopefully he's okay and he can continue and go for stage successes instead. To keep the Landisimo alive, but yeah, it's very sad to see. We don't like to see crashes, but yeah, it was a little bit of a twisty, tight descent, and I don't know. It looked like maybe there could have been some barriers and stuff there, or some padding, but you can't pad every single corner of a descent. Like, there's always the possibility of crashing, so it's just part of the parcel of the sport, sadly.
Yeah, he'll probably have to kind of refocus towards the Tour de France and do the same job he did for Remco Evenepoel. But yeah, Lendissimo aside, yeah, just a wipe a tear. Derek G losing time, that was a bit of a shock. Obviously, top 10 in the Tour de France last year. Dauphiné, we know about that. Last time he was at the Giro, he was basically second on many stages, and I think it was second in the points on the Manson's jersey classifications as well. This is going to be a big blow for Israel Premier Tech, obviously, losing time already. Okay, he might be able to claw something back on the time trial tomorrow, but you just don't want to lose time. It's like you always say this, time gained at the beginning of the Grand Tour is equal to the time gained at the finish of a Grand Tour.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you don't really want to be losing. I still don't know how much time it is. But I think it's going to be at least 30 seconds or so, given the franticness of that sprint finale. And G was pretty much alone. I think he might have had one teammate with him, but still, at the end of the day, that would be like 2 people versus however many people were fighting for the stage victory. So, yeah, it's not ideal for Derek G, but it's a long race, and like, yeah, anything can happen. Really, like, he can still come back. Like you say, he'll probably gain time with a TT, but it's not an ideal start when you've got people who are inside this front group, fighting for the victory in the top 10 who aren't GC candidates. Like, when you have somebody like, I don't know, Nicola Conchi or, like a Bassato or an Alwa or whatever, and you're a GC contender, you'd think that they would keep up with them, but it's the first day of a Grand Tour. You don't know how people are planning to peak in this race. Maybe some people are hoping to kind of get through the first week without, and a little bit undercooked and build into the race. So maybe that's just a bit of a risk that they played and it's kind of bit them today.